Dom here from Essential RC, thanks for tuning in for another flight test. This is something new that you probably won't have seen before, at least in a kind of a productionised plug and play version. This is a cartoon style F-14. So they've taken an interpretation of the full-size F-14, made it radio controlled, but also it's a Fattie style. So it's kind of squished in all directions into this cartoon kind of Fattie style. I've seen this style of aeroplane, but out in Germany a few years ago when I went to a show in Leipzig, where the guys out there had designed and constructed their own out of 2mm deck prom. A lot of effort. But the guys out in China, Enjoy to Fly specifically, have productionised it so that you and I can buy this and put it together very quickly. So it's plug and play. That means it's got everything that you need in the box, less your transmitter, your receiver and your flight battery. It's a pusher style aeroplane, so it's got the motor, speed controller and propeller. I have seen a modified version of this with twin 50mm EDF fans. So I've got two of these. There are two different schemes available, that's why I've got two, and I think I will convert one of them to EDF in the near future. Other really interesting things about this, considering its size, is that it has a 6-axis gyro included, so that's going to be really helpful, particularly if there's some wind or turbulence, a breeze, or when you're flying it will cancel that out and give it that locked-in feel while it's flying. It also has retractable landing gear, not something you'd expect for something this small, and gear doors on that front nose wheel as well. It has missiles that you can attach to it as well, and it needs a 4-cell LiPo, as I was saying, so it should have a bit of power, should fly around quite quickly. Alright, so let's not hang around, let's take the components out of the box, let's see what we get. Okay, so here we go, these are all the components out of the box. Have to say everything was very well protected in a 2-layer foam carton, so no chance of anything getting damaged. Just make sure you do look down all the sides for all the components, some of them are quite hidden away and protected. So the fuselage, you can see this Fattie cartoon style. Let's take so it comes off at the back, it's held on the back by a catch, slots into the front. You've got two pilots in there, but it looks like those can come out if you want to take them out and do something else, maybe fly FPV, put an FPV camera in there, you could do that. Looking inside the fuselage, you've got all the servo wires in there to connect into your receiver and the gyro system as well, with double-sided tape. And we've got Velcro in there as well to hold our battery in place, and double-sided tape at the back for our speed controller. Servos already in place on each side for the elevators, and we've got the mains retract there as well. So we just have to slot the leg into that, the strut. And our gear doors here for the nose leg, which is already in there, I think, on the retract. What else have we got? We've got the wings, obviously, 2 wings. F-14s are swing wing, but this isn't. This is fixed, so these are just going to glue onto the sides of the fuselage. The servos are already in place and hooked up to the ailerons. And we've got the elevators. There's a rod that goes through, and we connect those up to the servos with the provided push rods, I think. Then we've got a few, we've got vertical stabilisers with nice red scheme on them. The speed controller, which I think is a 40 amp speed controller. The missiles, which glue on the struts, and the pusher motor, the propeller, the motor mount and a few other bits of hardware in there, and we've got the instructions as well should we need them. So that's basically it. I'm going to put this together, take about 15 minutes I reckon, put my receiver in, set it up with the transmitter, and then let's go and fly it down the flying field. So here we are down the flying field with the Fattie F-14. As I said, it takes about 15 minutes to put together, and then you put your receiver in. So yeah, the gyro's all set up, 3-position gyro on a switch. One is for cancelling out the effects of the wind, another setting to turn it off, and I don't really understand what the third setting's for, but we'll experiment with that. What else to point out? Got George on camera. Thanks very much, George. So underneath, look, we got these gear doors. One has just popped out, which is easy to pop back in. Like that. Let's show you there. So I think it's amazing on this small little model that it's got retracts, so I can... There you go. It's got a sequencer, so then it closes the door. I thought that's quite a nice touch on something so small. So yeah, all set up. The CG is very important because it's got short stubby wings, so there's a mark here at the front, the leading edge, so you know. It recommends a 4S 3700 pack. I'm using a 5000 pack because that's what I had, so it's slightly further back to get that balance point, which is going to be very, very important. So yeah, ready to go. Let's get it in the air and see how it flies. All right, here we go. You hear how the propeller was catching the ground? Alright, so here we go, second attempt with the Fattie F-14. The first one not so successful. I broke a pin on the strut and then stood no chance of getting in the air. There's not a lot of clearance on this big propeller to the ground either. So I'm not going to try and rotate it with elevator, I'm just going to see if it rises off the deck. So here we go, attempt number 2, fingers crossed. Out a little bit on the ailerons. Full throttle pass. Not bad on speed.
land. Alright, so think about landing, so coming up with a gear pass, gear going down. Well, that changed the CG.
Yeah. Oh, well done.
Well done.
Just hope the camera works okay. There's Happy Dom.
I really enjoyed that.
It looked quite impressive.
It did look good in the air, didn't it?
It certainly did.
Yeah, it looked really different. So really impressed by that. I didn't use the gyro, so we'll do that on a future flight. But otherwise, I didn't use any elevator. I just used pure speed because if I rotate, the prop was going to clip on the ground. Then it just rose off the ground with the speed. There was quite a bit of wind today, and landing was simple as well.
Yeah.
So that's the Fattie F-14. The link is in the video description and pinned comment. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Oh, well done.
Well done.